Yes, I love you.
So you all got the statement that we issued this morning. I met with Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll Friday afternoon for several hours, after which had a conversation with Steve Tisch, and we spoke some more over the weekend, and just came to the decision that staying with both of them is the best course of action for us right now. I think in Brian's case, he was the coach of the year 2 years ago. That didn't disappear all of a sudden. I still believe he can do that again. And in Joe's case, I thought we had an outstanding draft class this year. I thought we had a really good free agency period, and I really like the staff that he's put together and built. And I think that they're the right two guys to lead us going forward. I understand, believe me, that that's not going to be the most popular decision in Giant Land, but we believe it's the right decision for us going forward. So with that, I thought I'd come out and face the music and listen to your questions.
John, what is your message to Giants fans who are very frustrated right now?
Nobody's more frustrated and upset than I am. I appreciate the fact that they have hung in here with us. I get your frustration. I feel your pain, but I still believe this is the right decision for us going forward.
I know you said, John, that you said that Brian's coach of the year, great draft class, but at the end of the day, guys won 3 games. So how does that all
I'm
connect?
aware of how many games we've won, and obviously the results are not even close to what we want them to be, and they're going to have to get better if we're going to move on to year 4.
John, I think after the season last year, you always say, I need to see progress, I need to see the arrow pointing up, I need to see improvement. What signs are there with a 3-win team that any of that has taken place?
I mean, certainly the signs were not based on our record. However, in Joe's case, I think the draft class that we had was really productive. I think all 6 of those guys are going to help us a great deal. I thought the free agency brought in, including Brian Burns, were really a big plus. And I think the staff that he's assembled around him and the process that we go through now, the information that we have in making personnel decisions is better than I've ever seen it before. And in Brian Daboll's case, listen, I'm at practice all the time. I go to the team meetings. I watch the players. I watch how they react. I still think he's the right guy to lead us. If I'm sitting here a year from now, you're asking me these questions, I'll take the heat. But at the end of the day, we've got to make a decision, and we've made one.
John, is this really a 2-year commitment to them? Because I think back to when you had Daniel Jones and you said we've done everything to screw him up, firing the coach after a rookie quarterback. If you're going to draft a rookie quarterback and then change the head coach and GM after that, is this really a 2-year commitment to them?
I understand the question, but I'm not going to put any kind of time limit on it. But I certainly understand where you're going with that.
John, you do need a quarterback. So how important is that decision going to be to keeping them here and seeing what they can do?
That's obviously the number one issue for us going into this offseason, is to find our quarterback of the future. Whether that be via the draft or acquiring a veteran is going to be up to them to decide ultimately.
John, you talked about the process being good, the coach having it in there, the free agency being good in their process, all this stuff. How do you justify, how did you get to 3 and 14 then?
Because we stunk this year. Okay, the results on the field were not what we wanted them to be. There were a number of factors that went into that. A lot of that has already been discussed with the coach and with Joe, and will continue to be discussed. But I liked what I heard from them on Friday afternoon. I like what their plan is going forward, and we're going to stay with it.
Can you share if people have trouble separating the two?
I understand that. Believe me, I understand that. It's a bottom line business. You're judged on what your record is, and our record is pretty lousy right now. And I get that, and I take responsibility for that. But again, when you make these changes, and God knows we've made them in the past and been impatient in the past, and when you do that, you feel like you take 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And I just didn't want to fall into that cycle again. I wanted to give people a chance to build this thing the right way and to get us to where we need to be.
Why do you believe you're building it the right way?
One at a time.
Why do you believe you're building it the right way when it's gone from 9-7-1, 6-11, 3-14?
I certainly can't justify it based on the records, but again, based on my observation of how they work together,